Hi everybody, it's Maya. I told you that I do a reading on Bethany Funk, so here it is. While I was getting ready and saying my prayers, I was burning that Palo Santo. The whole thing, usually I have a tough time just getting it to burn, but the fire was crazy, like throughout my entire prayers. So hopefully this will be a good read. Let's look at, first let's look. Now, this is a tarot reading. Everything I say is allegedly. It's my opinion only. It's based off the tarot. What I'll do is shuffle the cards in front of you, deal them in front of you, and tell you the cards' meanings. I'll use some of my intuition, some of the imagery in the cards. Sometimes I'll just get like a thought that you'll know. I mean, I have no filter, so it'll just come out. Do your own research. This is about the Idaho 4. Bethany was one of the surviving roommates. So, the way that it goes is around a little bit before 2 a.m., all six of the roommates at 1122 King Road were in the house. All girls, two different sororities. I need to look up who was in which sororities. Two different ones at least. And one of the girls' boyfriends. That couple were murdered, two best friends. And then the two surviving ones, I believe that they were both freshmen. They're both in sororities. I'm not sure if it's the same one, Dylan and Bethany. Dylan was on the second floor, like where a lot of the action, probably most of the fighting went down. Bethany, I always kind of gave her a pass because she was in the basement, kind of like ground level. And apparently she was sleeping the whole time. But then remember, we have that missing hours from the time that after the killings occurred to the time the police, it was from 9 in the morning is when they originally said that the roommates said that they woke up. They didn't call the police till noon. So let's see what the cards have to say. First, let's get a reading on, how about when all the roommates were home. So after 2 a.m., all of them were home. Let's get Bethany's energy. When they were all home before supposedly they went to bed, we'll look into that. Because apparently everybody was asleep when this happened. I hope so. Okay, so before this happened, when everybody was still awake, people just getting it home, show me the energy in the house. According to Bethany, what was the energy in the house? So you'd think, through Bethany's eyes, what I would expect to see is like the Three of Cups, hanging out with friends. Let's see. Show me the energy of Bethany and her roommates before they went to bed the night of the murders. Okay. We have the Page of Swords in reverse. This is somebody watching. This is the spying card. It's also gossip, like bad words being spread. There's 4 people in this card. Usually there's not. The Fool in reverse. Not taking, oh, let's see what's, okay, the Fool in reverse. The Knight of Wands, reversed. The Ten of Swords. I said when they all got home before they went to bed, the Ace of Swords. Underlying energy, the Knight of Swords. Next to the Page of Swords, the Four of Pentacles reversed, the Two of Wands reversed, and the Empress reversed. Okay, first I'm gonna say this Empress is usually the victim, my victim card in reverse. I'm gonna say this, there was a, things weren't so great the night of the murders with these roommates. I did ask before the murders, when they all got home, they were all awake. Nobody looks like they're sleeping. Nobody looks like they're celebrating. There's a whole lot of swords cards. Swords, swords, ace of swords, swords, major arcana, pip. Okay, so there's a substantial amount of swords here, which, you know, with the murder weapon, the 10 of swords, look at this. This is my, like, killing card. The death card is for sure, but this is like 10 swords in the back, betrayed 10 different ways. Having to do with plans that were made that weren't kept. Maybe someone said that they were going to hang out with somebody. No, this is bigger than that. Okay, so it starts off, the Page of Swords reverse. Somebody's watching. And there's 3 people. 4 people altogether in a card, but 3 people watching the one. But like I said, it's words, it's gossip. And then in the reverse, it would be negative things. So negative gossip said in anger with the Knight of Swords. Just, it's words and thoughts fast. So I would say that it's negative gossip came out fast. It came out in a mean way. It made it to where whatever relationship was going on between the roommates, like the beginnings of the relationship, since most of them were seniors, 2 of them were the survivors, were freshmen coming in. This new beginning, this new start with the Fool in reverse, the Page of Wands in reverse, it didn't happen. It was a halt to their relationship. Now, the center of the spread, both ways, is the Knight of Wands reversed. This is fast movement. This is my player card. In and out, fast, hit it and quit it. In reverse, it could be like a cheater. Sexual energy, passionate energy, used in a negative way. This 4 of Pentacles, usually there's no skeleton or sickle in this situation. I never even noticed the sickle in it before, really. Usually it's just the man holding on to his money as tight as he can, holding on to his things. This way, it's letting it go. So this quick in and out player, fiery action, I would say, like, let go of, and there's 4. He's holding 4 pentacles. So whatever this was that came out ruined everything. It's what led to the murders. It's what led to them not coming together as a team. And then look at this, the Ace of Swords right next to the murder. That's the weapon. That's everything. That's the creation of the event, the thought of the event, the idea of the event. But with this murder, I would say that it could be the weapon. And then here's your, in Bethany's eyes, she was mad at either Maddie or Kaylee. And it had to do, my guess right now is that it had to do with a guy. So let's look a little bit more into it. What was this whole Page of Swords, Knight of Swords in reverse? Someone watching, gossip, bad words that were said that ended it all. This could be, what did you tell Adam? I told him everything. Maybe this has to do with that. Maybe by the time they were done with the food truck, word had already got back to the house and then still had time. Let's see. What's going on here with this When the roommates were all together, there was something said, words came out. Please clarify. This Page of Swords, Knight of Swords energy. What was said that started this, all this fighting? Okay. What was said? Secrets coming out. The High Priestess is the person that sees everything but doesn't tell anything. The keeper of secrets and knowledge. That was in reverse. So telling secrets. Okay, that's the question that we asked. So we tapped into the energy. About the family. The Ten of Cups is one big happy family. This could be the house. Secrets came out about the house. The lovers. So a couple in the house. That's that, remember in the middle, that knight, this right here. I said the playboy, right? The player. That energy coming out. Did somebody cheat with somebody else? The Five of Wands in reverse. Trying to get over a fight about it. Justice in reverse. Unfair. Bottom of the deck, once again, Ten of Swords. So yeah, somebody found out, in my opinion, this looks like somebody found out about cheating. Or somebody hooked up with someone that someone else hooked up with before, an ex, something like that. And it looks like it came out before, that it was known in the house. But they were trying to get over it, you know, like, okay, water under the bridge. But then that night, something was said again, because things were obviously not great with these roommates before the murders happened. So far, it doesn't look like anybody's sleeping. Show us this Knight of Wands energy in reverse. This Knight of Wands that led... Knight of Wands, Ten of Swords. Why are these two next to each other? What was this? Secret that had to do with this passion that got out. This betrayal. For sure, it has to do with one of the blondes, I would say. Okay. Please show us this Ten of Swords player energy. Woo! Ace of Wands. It's sex. This is this phallic thing. See, holding on to the wand. Growth, beginning of something, but phallic. With an King of Pentacles, older guy, rich guy, King of Cups in reverse, Five of Swords, Queen of Wands reverse. It's another woman. So it was, I would say, with an older man, like mid to upper 20s, definitely older than them, not the same class, not younger. Somebody who is unstable. Somebody who comes from a lot of money, but is unstable. The Five of Swords is coming up, which is like an unfair fight. Like, you know, maybe the excuse was that, like, we were super drunk when it happened. Like, I never would have hooked up with them had it not happened. Let's see. Let's just ask this and then we'll move on to the actual murders. But I'm interested. Well, it'll probably take, it'll go too long. We want to find out about the murders. Someone cheated on somebody, though. 100%. Somebody cheated on somebody. It was brought up before. It's, like I said, an older guy that either comes from a family that owns a business, owns land, owns property, like that, a family with money. He comes from an established, respected family. He's usually really reliable, but there's something going on with him mentally. Like whether it was depression, a mental illness, drinking, taking a lot of drugs, which makes sense with what I was saying, which what popped in my head was the excuse, like we were drunk, you know, that kind of thing. Let me see. Okay. Let's do this. Show me Bethany's energy while the killings were happening. Now, she should be sleeping. So either Nine of Swords, freaking out in her bed. Maybe the Four of Swords. Queen of Cups in reverse. She was inebriated, I would say. Or really in her feelings. Okay. Please show me Bethany Funk's energy during the murders. What was going on with Bethany during the murders? Bad Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Four of Pentacles upright. The Emperor. Four of Cups. King of Swords. What's the next card? Six of Cups. Underlying energy, the Empress, the victim card. Now, next to the Empress, the Lovers. It was one of them. It was one of the two blondes. Next to that, the Five of Wands, which is the chaos and fighting in reverse. Trying to stop the fighting, to stop the drama of sleeping with one of these blonde chicks, one of these blonde girls, either Kaylee or Maddie. That's what it has to do with. Either one of them went on a date or hooked up with Bethany, somebody that Bethany was with, or the other way around. Bethany hooked up with someone, but they crossed each other's paths that way. I'm going to clear up this nudity with the Lovers. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then, okay, so this is what popped up. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So what do we have here? The one that popped out, the Queen of Cups reverse. That's Bethany in her feelings. She's got this Wheel of Fortune event in reverse, which is like bad luck, bad karma. Followed by the Four of Cups, which is, I would say, like, this is holding on tight to something like usually it's something tangible. But it could be anything. It could be holding on to what she knows, holding on. Interesting, though, that this killing, this sickle and the skeleton is above him. Maybe staying in the basement, staying put. But look at the middle of the read. This Emperor card, which is like this boss energy. Father, rule maker, leader type energy. What was Bethany doing during the murders? Ignoring something major. And then look who pops out. The King of Swords. This is my killing card. The killer card. He's out all the time. This is the killer. The King of Swords. So she's ignoring it on purpose. This is my nostalgia card. Memories. That's the one that came out next to him. Let's ask. Did Bethany... Oops. Let's ask... This is during the killings. During the killing, she's staying put. She's ignoring what's happening above her. That's what she's doing. What I'm interested in are these male energies. And the underlying energy is she's still thinking about whatever happened with either Kaylee or Maddie and her and another guy. Or I do think that that's it. Or another thing that this could represent. Remember, we said that they were trying to squash some type of beef, but this could be the Empress, the two blonde victims, the lovers. This could be all four victims. That's what that could be. And then, interestingly, too, by this King of Swords, I just realized this. This is the Six of Cups. There were 6 people in the room. Usually there's 2 kids in this card. There was 2 survivors. This King of Swords, they survived on purpose. It was planned. It wasn't like they got a lucky break. Because she got an unlucky break. This whole situation was an unlucky break. Please explain this Emperor. Why is this Emperor here? Why is the Emperor card here? Putting something down, the show is over, or ignoring. Could be an entertainment. I'm seeing this as an entertainment card. So she's ignoring the situation that's happening. Why does the Emperor come up though? Let me get another deck. OG1. Why'd the Emperor? Whoa. Why'd the Emperor pop up? Drugs? Internet? Who's this Emperor? Why'd he pop up here of what she was doing? Thank you. This popped up. This is family in reverse. Oh my gosh. Wait, family in reverse. Secrets, walking away. So this Emperor, big man on campus energy, the man on campus energy, the rule maker came in. This is like social media, BSing. I'm getting drugs though, which is weird because I have never been a believer in this drug thing, but I would say that during the murders, that makes sense. The Queen of Cups, that qualifies the Queen of Cups in reverse. She was on something. She was on something. 10 of Coins in reverse, family lost, leaving it all behind, secrets. Let's see. What's Bethany's connection? I'm going to pick these up so that all the cards are in this deck. Let's see Bethany's connection to the killer. What is Bethany's connection to the killer? Heartbreak. Liar, cheater, thiefer card. Swords again. Again, that 2 of Pentacles in reverse. Out of balance. Something. What is her relationship to the killer? That's the work card. But that would mean to me like only one time. That it wasn't someone that she didn't work with. Hold on. Okay. I don't think Bethany was involved in the planning of this. Over here, her relationship to the killer, there was some type of heartbreak. She thought, or one of them thought, that the other was going to be like the answer, their wish, like, you know, that was going to be something good for them. Like whether it was a good first date, a good friendship, a one night stand, something like that. But they were, one of them was felt betrayed by the other, that they were promised something good and that it didn't come through. Her relationship with, but nothing drastic. But here, something was taken. This Hierophant card, like the readings I've done by myself about this back when it first happened, this Hierophant card came up all the time. This could mean college, but I have a huge question if this has to do with the sororities, fraternities. So there's this idea of putting something down, not balancing two things. It's this ultimate betrayal. Something's got to give. That's what that Two of Pentacles means. Something's got to give. So we got to either go against our moral code here and do it. This is Bethany and the Killer. This has to be done. This Tower moment double. So the Ten of Swords next to, yeah, this isn't, the whoever did this has not, in my opinion, hasn't done this before. Let's see. Let's get some clarification because we have Bethany and the Killer. But definitely this is something that Bethany obviously has never done before. But that's what the Eight of Cups, why is it this Tower moment? Something that's never been done before. Something terrible, some huge life event. It was in the works. This was not a, let's see here. Clarify this Seven of Swords and Hierophant, please. Lying, cheating, thieving. What is this? It has to do with, is this a sorority? Secrets. The Moon. Done at night. Secrets. What is the secrets with this institution? The party's over. The friendship's over. An ended friendship that is huge. This is with the sorority. Something major went down with a sorority, fraternity member. Yeah, it's gotten around everywhere. Or they want to stop it from getting, they want to stop it from getting out. Because they're unhappy with the words. I think this goes back to what was said to Adam. It has to do, so this whole cheating event has to do with, to where it would ruin this sorority. So what is it? Please show me what needed to be put down. What does this have to do with the murders? What does this have to do with the killer, the sororities? Kicked out. Was somebody kicked out? This is out in the cold. Kicked out of a sorority. Or maybe they thought that they were going to be kicked out of the house, out of the sorority. Hold on, let me put this down. Over an agreement in a relationship. This is better than the Lovers sometimes. This is an agreement, a pact made between two people. Let's see. About somebody being kicked out. A pact was made to... The Page of Cups reversed is like a stinky offer. It's an offer that you don't want. There's a fish in the cup. It's like immature. And then the Seven of Wands is like their defenses will be down. That's when this plan was made. It has to do with this betrayal. Show me the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords, please. Ten of Swords. Bethany and the Killer. Ten of Swords. What does Bethany have to do with the Ten of Swords? Right here. Restrictions, self-made. These 6 people that you've known for a long time, friendships, siblings, something like that, in reverse. Memories that you don't want to come back to. I think Bethany knew about this before. She was told, stay in your room. Self-imposed restrictions. Now, let's get the killer's energy towards Bethany. And let's see if there's any history there. See if we can get to the bottom of it. There's a lot that we could go digging around, though. I'm interested in this whole... I think that there's a story here with the sororities and fraternities, especially with that 9 hours. Okay, this is the deck I said I was going to use when I was shuffling for the killer's energy. Okay, we're going to be looking at the killer's energy towards Bethany. Let's do this. The killer's energy towards Bethany. The killer's energy towards the rest of the house. Not the rest of the house. The killer's energy towards Bethany. The killer's energy towards Maddie and Kaylee. That's what we'll do. Towards Bethany. Towards Maddie and Kaylee. Okay, 8 of Cups. That's leaving everything behind. Life as you know it is over. You're leaving everything that you care about behind, kind of reluctantly. That's what they have in common. His feeling toward Bethany. Super interesting card here. 10 of Pentacles. This is family. Generation. This is the family card, the generation card. This is upright. This is... I wonder if they have some kind of a connection here. Like this 10 of Pentacles is family. It's also money. Family could be all sorority type weirdness. But Brian the killer, we asked the killer. We didn't say Brian Koberger. His feelings towards Bethany. Page of Cups. He thought she was... Okay, I'll just pull the cards first. Page of Swords. Huh. 9 of Wands. In reverse. Towards the rest of the house. 7, or the 2 girls, I'm sorry, Maddie and Kaylee. 7 of Pentacles, reversed. 2 of Wands. Knight of Wands reversed. The Sun reversed. Another page. Underlying Page of Pentacles reversed. And this 2 of Swords. Okay, his relationship with Bethany in the past, there's some connection here. Almost like he sees her as juvenile. He sees her as juvenile. There's 2 pages. The Page of Cups, which is very immature. It's something, it's almost like your pesky, like an over emotional, your pesky little brother or sister. That's what that energy's like. So interesting. The killer sees Bethany as like a pesky younger sister, but also somebody that knows things. She got the gossip for him. She was an information gatherer. Definitely. She watched. Maybe a lookout. Maybe that spying thing was like stay in your room and look out for anybody. Something like that. That's because it wasn't just stay in your room. That's it. The killer towards Bethany. He was not defensive at all. Defenses down. He looked the other way. He didn't look at her as a victim. He looked the other way. Towards the rest of the house, we have the killer. I don't think it was like this card is about divine timing, but this is in reverse. So it would mean like timing was off. It wasn't worth the work, the effort wasn't worth the payoff. But this Two of Wands is totally planned. It almost seems like it was planned with another energy. And we, once again, it's this Knight of Wands in reverse, which is that player card that I was telling you about. And the Sun in reverse, which is like, you could look at it like putting out somebody's light, trying to be sneaky and quiet. But I would say it's putting, that's, my first thought was it was putting out their light. Now, the weird thing is this King of, or this Knight of Cups reversed could possibly be a sexual energy. And then look at the one that flipped out when I was shuffling about the killer's energy was strength in reverse. This is a peaceful type strength. You know, like she's not trying to pry the lion's jaws open. She's just holding them open. Everybody's relaxed. It's a quiet power. This, she is struggling to get his jaws open. So it's, the whole thing was an overpowering situation. Show me about this Ten of Pentacles with the killer, how he thought of Bethany. Why the Ten of Pentacles? Why is the Ten of Pentacles too many? Why is the Ten of Pentacles out here? The Family card. If I get the Hierophant, it's for sure sorority and fraternity. Why is this Ten of Pentacles here when it comes to Brian's thoughts about Bethany? This family generational money card. Thank you. The Devil energy. It's a codependency. Show me more. Codependency, hedonistic. A one-way money transaction. Knight of Swords coming in. That sharp words again that was said. The Other Woman card again. This had something to do with, I think it had something to do with, we should look into what the heck did Maddie say when she said, or Kaylee or Maddie, I told Adam everything. This other woman. Okay. Let's look at the killer's energy towards the rest of the house. Why this timing? I'm the Seven of Pentacles, like it's not worth it. Why is that up here? Thank you. King of Pentacles. That's usually reliable. So I'd say that the plans had to change because Kaylee came into town. Yep. Travel, regret, sorrow. He's looking at these three, which I'd say his focus was the females, and ignoring these two. His focus were those three older girls, the victims, obviously. Show me the Two of Wands, the plan. The plan was the murder, the idea of the murder. Because he felt jealous. Why is this Knight of Wands popping up? Manipulation, station. This Knight of Wands came up. Death of rebirth. There's that wish fulfillment. He wanted to be with these girls. That's what it is. Was he? Was the killer with one of the victims sexually before the murders? Was the killer ever with one of the victims sexually before the murders. They knew each other from the past. It was something, yes, it was something done hastily. Yep. It was something done hastily for one of them, and for another, for him, for one of the girls, for him, it was a long time coming. Let's see. Show us the energy. Let's see if we can get any clues. Show us the energy of the female that he was with. This female that the killer was with from the house. Show us her energy, please, so we could try to find out who it is. This Knight of Pentacles in reverse energy. Who was this female? Thank you. He felt overlooked by her. Even he's jealous of her friendship with the other girls. With the other girls and even. He was jealous of this friendship and this relationship, this living arrangement, this bond that they all had and he didn't have. Yeah, he was passing judgment on it. He wanted to be one of them. He felt left out. Yeah, he wanted to be a part of the action. But yet, at the same hand, he thought that they were immature. He thought that they had immature energy. Okay, let's do this. What was Bethany doing after the after the murders occurred? Page of Swords keeps coming out like she's saying something, she's being watched, she's watching something. What was Bethany doing from the time the murders were over until the police were called? Please show me what Bethany was doing from the end of the murders to the time the police were called. Bethany, what were you doing? You had all that time. What were you doing? Mask off. That's what that means. So there's this lying, cheating. This, I'm telling you, whoever did the killing took something from that house, stole something. There's that card that it's come out every single time. The spine card, something being said. What was she doing in between? Mask off. Clearing up from the fog. Wow. Delays. Burdens. Look it. All I'm going to say is there's no sleep card here. She was coming out of the fog, which I do think that she was given something. There was no fresh start. There was delays, duh. Let's ask this. Why were there delays? This 8 of Wands in reverse. Why the delays? Why did it take them so long to call 911? They did it on purpose. Once again, it comes back to this memory stuff. Someone that they've known. This is like the 6 of Cups is somebody that you've known for a long time, your whole life. But these were kids. So when you're 21, I've known them my whole life. If you only known them for when you were 16. Magician in reverse. Manipulation again. So this delays were done on purpose. That's so obviously it wasn't like she was, let me say this. She wasn't sleeping and then woke up and called the police. Why this 7? What's this mask off? 7, liar, cheater, thief, or reversed. Why is this card popping up? What did Bethany do after the murders before they called the police? Why is this liar, cheater, thief, or pop up? reverse. Usually that means somebody, a shitty person taking off their mask and showing you who they really are. Somebody getting caught doing something bad. She saw him. That's what it is. Working together. Why this Page of Swords in reverse? Or I mean, why the Page of Swords all the time? Every time we do a spread. Why the Page of Swords? Thank you. Chaos, fighting. It was chaotic. But it had to, this whole thing. The Tower in reverse. The Hierophant back in reverse. It has to do with like the relationship with the sorority, the secrets that were being almost used like a weapon. But what was she doing in between? She was getting a hold of the situation, calling in help. She called in help. Sometime between the murders, she called in help. That's the police. She found, this is evidence. Okay, allegedly purposes only. Bethany knew who the killer was. During the killing, she did stay in her room and she was the lookout person. That's what she was told to do. Between the time that the murders happened and the police were called, I think she had to have patience. She had to wait. She was told to wait. She did what she was told. She called in people. She said the story that she was supposed to. That was all planned. There's that player energy again. This was all planned. Like everything that she did, it was planned to have, yes, it was planned to say that she was asleep. This is the card I was looking for the entire time. Laying to rest, one of them. That would have meant sleeping. That was what she was told to say. But really what she was doing, the fog from drinking or drugging was lifting. That's what happened. They were waiting for that to happen before they called the police. That's what she was doing. But in the meantime, she definitely found some piece of evidence too. What did she do with this evidence? Before Bethany called the police, what did she do with this evidence? Something from work, something repeated. What did Bethany do with this evidence? Six of Cups again, something from the past. What did she do with it? She took it to work? No. What did she do with it? She put it... Gosh, if there was like some kind of a locker, something like a binder or a locker from a job that she had in high school. That's what she put, some type of... What did the evidence... Give me a clue about this evidence. Please give me a clue about this evidence. Wish fulfillment. What was the evidence? Thank you. About the plan. Word said. A phone? Maybe. This could also be like written words. The Queen of Swords is like this is about the plans. She got rid of like some type of evidence that had to do with the planning and her part in it.